Not long ago, we had filmmaker Robert Greenwald on the program to talk about his recent film, Suppressed: The Fight to Vote, that details a variety of different attempts at voter suppression in the 2018 midterms in Georgia. We had a great conversation. Definitely go and you can find that on our YouTube channel. But now I'm very excited to welcome onto the show Norman Broderick, featured in that documentary. Norman, welcome to the Damage Report.
Hey, thank you.
Glad to have you here. And I want people to sort of understand the different forms that this voter suppression took in this election. So tell us a little bit about your story and what was revealed in the documentary.
My story is like many others who tried to vote through absentee ballot. And I guess there was a situation where either they weren't receiving the absentee ballot or the absentee ballots were sent to the wrong address. In my case, it was just sent to the wrong address. They admitted that they were at fault, and it seems like they took no realistic or tangible steps to fix the process.
And so you had voted via absentee ballot in the past before without these sorts of problems?
That's correct. When I was active duty military and deployed overseas, I voted through absentee ballot, didn't have any issues. And I was surprised. I was just one state over in South Carolina, and for some reason they couldn't get that right to send it to my address there.
So what I'm confused about is they, as you said, they admitted fault, and yet nothing appears to have been done to fix the situation. And look, obviously for you as an individual, it's terrible that they effectively invalidated your vote, but we also know that you're one of many people who've experienced the same problem, potentially affecting the outcome of the race. Since the election, has there been anything that they've said that has reassured you that if you were to vote absentee in the upcoming election potentially, that there's any more chance that it would actually be counted?
I'm glad you asked that question because no, they never offered any realistic explanation as to why they admitted fault, but no solutions to fix the problem. And it is kind of scary because I'm set to leave in May, and I'll be gone until the middle of November. So this coming election, I will have to vote absentee. And I'm deeply concerned that this situation may repeat itself.
So like if you had to overall say, how much confidence do you have that it'll be counted this time?
I have no confidence that it'll be counted this time.
Okay, well that's depressing, and no American should have to experience that, especially while you're serving your country. So one of the other things that I'm interested in is obviously coming out of the 2018 election in Georgia and around that suppression, you've had some people taking it seriously. Stacey Abrams, she started an organization to fight against it. I personally haven't heard a lot from the Democrats running for president about voting rights and trying to fix this. Have you seen anything that gives you confidence that if we get a different president, they might change things, or do you feel like it's being ignored?
I don't know if it's being ignored. I haven't seen a lot of Democratic hopefuls talking about voter suppression and any fixes or anything being addressed on that front. But I don't know if it's a situation either they don't know or it hasn't gotten up that far to where they can talk about it and hopefully take some action.
Yeah, and it seems like not only is it the right thing to do, every American should be able to vote, but you would imagine that it would be in their own interests. If elections are potentially swinging on voter suppression, why would you want to run and not address that? Like it would be in your own interest as a party or as an individual to do something about it. So it seems sort of self-defeating.
Well, that is correct. And I don't want to think that it's because of the population of the people who are more affected by it. That's why the voices are not being heard. I would not like to have that thought be a realization.
Yeah, I share that same feeling. I'm curious, so we talked about the issue with the absentee ballot. Have you experienced in any other elections any apparent or obvious attempts to suppress your vote?
No, this was the first time that's happened to me. And once again, I don't have any assurance, and I'm kind of worried about this upcoming election because I'm going to have to vote absentee.
Yeah. Well, look, I certainly hope that there's someone watching out inside of Georgia to make sure that the situation doesn't happen again the same way. And Norman Broderick, we want to thank you for joining us and sharing your story.
Hey, thank you. I really appreciate the opportunity to speak today.
Thank you. And for anyone interested in the film, it's Suppress the Fight to Vote by Brave New Films. Robert Greenwald, as we said, was interviewed on the show previously. And if you'd like to see it, set up a screening, that information is available online. Just look for Suppress the Fight to Vote in Brave New Films. For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.